I guess a little bit of quick background. Like a while ago, when I was starting the process of joining the Lombiq team, actually, I picked this as my first issue to work on, which was a terrible idea because it turned out to be quite a bit of like working through this, and also I'd never worked on a source generator before, so that was new for me as well. So anyway, the issue was this one, or not really an issue, more of a quality of life little thing, I guess. So what we were doing before, and I've just demoed it in this code as well. So for in this case, what we're doing is manually setting like the view version here, and then we have to maintain that version in two files, right? So here in the package JSON, we have this version here, and so the issue was more about having to maintain this in two places, whereas maybe with a source generator we could do it in one go. So I thought that was an interesting issue to work on. I'd never done a source generator before, so I started working on this, and I can kind of quickly show kind of the thing that I've created here and how it works. So it's currently inside of the Lombiq Helpful Libraries project, but it's also like a NuGet package on its own, so it could be used. It also doesn't really depend on anything Orchard related, so I guess it could also technically be used outside of Orchard context. So I'll just quickly have the README for it here. So kind of explaining what steps need to be done for it to work in any like new project or any project that you're adding it to. So the thing that you do have to do, unfortunately, because otherwise the source generator doesn't have access to it, is you'll have to add this to the CS_proj for the project that you're adding it to, because otherwise the source generator cannot access that file. So you do have to add this so that the source generator can actually access that file and look for the version. So that's one thing that you need to do. Then it's obviously adding the project. So there are two projects actually. One is the source generator and one is for the marker attribute. So you do have to add both of these projects. And then like the only thing we have to do here is this has to become a partial class, because the source generator is obviously going to create some extra source so that this view version becomes available. So we will not need this one anymore. And then we can just add the and then what was it called? 1 second. We'll just copy it like this. So there are three things to this. So this is what you want the name of the constant to be. We'll just make it view version. It picked it up right away here because I think if you run this for the first time, you will get some red squigglies or whatever, because it will have to run a build for this to work. So so yeah, the name of the constant that you want you want the source generator to create, the name of the file. So in this case, it's the package JSON, and then the property to look for. So it's gonna go to this package JSON file, look for this property name, and then returns this one. So you can, I think we can see, no, not open in browser. just to really quickly show, this is what the source generator comes up with. So this is the partial class that it generates with the view version, which is this this name that we chose here. We could have technically chosen anything, and then this is what it created, and then now we can use that view version here instead of manually having to set that as a string and then maintain it in these both places.
Can you show us an existing resource management option configuration file that has the two of them in the current code? Fortune.
In the
Is there any?
In the Orchard code, you mean, or?
Yes. Just to see where we do that already.
I don't have an example ready. I can look if there is.
So let me think. For instance, we use Vue.js, so we must have Vue.js in a package JSON file, no? I can try to search also on my side if anyone knows where we have one, just to see that we have this pattern everywhere.
I think.
Probably in the resource management module. Sorry, resources.
I think I see one here that is for Vue.js, or.
I found the property named code mirror version, for instance. Or Monaco editor version. So does it mean that we would have package JSON Vue code mirror? Okay, I see code mirror, Monaco code mirror 565.7. And if I look at the source code, 565. So I found an example. Do you have Orchard open here? So look at the, yes, you see this one, code mirror 565.7. And then if you look at the package JSON file, that is just at the same level of this file. We have code mirror here. So that's typically what you just mentioned, right?
Yeah. So this is this is a good example, I guess, of where this could be used. So rather than because are we doing that here? So yeah. So here, for example, as well, we're doing that version, like setting it manually, and then would have to keep it up to date here. Or if we change it here, we'd have to keep it up to date here, rather.
If you go down on this file, we must define a resource with that version somewhere. So we can point to the local value instead of the CBN value, probably, if you search for code mirror. Okay, it's there. So code mirror, we have the version somewhere. Code mirror, at set version, code mirror version. Does the URL need that also? I'm not sure.
I think like the URL for, or what was that?
Okay, the URL itself is also using the version, and then we use a URL variable in the resource efficient. So we use the version also. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And the source is the package JSON, which makes sense because we can't generate the package JSON in this case. I would have liked also that the variable name, you don't have to set it. You just use a convention, which is the property name of the package JSON, and you add version to it and you Pascal case it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you type view, then it will generate a view version. If you type code mirror, it will generate a code mirror version. If you type Monaco, then you will have Monaco version. And then if you set the variable name, it takes what you set in the attribute. But if you don't set it, it could say, oh, I can generate a property and remove the dashes and just uppercase every word.
Yeah, I think we did.
Maybe
talk
you
about
do that.
something. Maybe I do that, but I don't remember. I think there was. I think that we talked about something similar when I was working on it, and now I don't remember if we decided to do that or not, and for what reason.
That make it even more magic. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I will.
And I don't understand why you have to pass the package JSON file name because the source code generator cannot read anything that is not in the solution.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
But I guess there could technically be multiple. Yeah, I mean, I guess like in this case, we only ever want to look at package JSON, right? But I guess to have it more widely, it could be any file that you want to get a.
Sure, but yeah, I'm surprised at the same time. I feel okay, maybe that's for security reasons, such that the source code generator can't access anything, but just you opt in to what the source code generator can read. So
yeah, you mean like having to add it here, or
yeah, the fact that you have to add it there,
yeah, and unfortunately, like the otherwise the source generator cannot access it. I guess maybe it also has to do that with the case that this has to be available at build time, or I'm not sure.
Okay, and can you show us in your source generator code where this file name is used, the package JSON property? How do you read the file from the source generator when you have the name of the file, packages.json, as a string, which is a property of the attribute? What do you do with that? Is there a statement that says read solution file, read project file, something like that?
Look through this a little bit again because it's been a while since I've actually worked on this.
But my question makes sense, right?
Right.
Okay. File.getText, name and additional files dot select. Okay, you saw that you were there. Additional files dot select. Okay, there. Ends with file name. Okay, you say additional files, give me the one that ends with the file name. Well,
yeah.
So that can be tricky because it's not really end with, but maybe it should be exactly the same name, but whatever. Dictionary file name trim. So you remove constant name, file name, property name. So you have to access it. Attributes data as a dictionary. That feels so weird. Okay. And then you say file content. So you get a file content thing. Okay, well, I get it. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, that's a lot of code to save a property, but that's our jobs, right? Like we do a lot of things to just save people 1 second.
Yeah, I guess if you look at it that way, it is.
And
it is
it's
a bit.
also not consistency, but not safety, but like process. Like it saves some process,
Yeah,
some
yeah,
complexity.
Exactly.
Yes. So, okay. Great. Okay. Awesome. Good job.
Perfect. Thanks.